More than 2,000 years ago, a young warrior king set out to conquer the known world. His name, Alexander the Great, his legacy, unmatched in history. But what made him so extraordinary? Join us as we dive into the life and conquests of one of history's greatest leaders. Born in 356 BC in Pella, the capital of Macedonia, Alexander was the son of King Philip II and Queen Olympias. From an early age, he was groomed for greatness. His father, a brilliant military strategist, taught him the importance of warfare and leadership. Meanwhile, his mother instilled in him a belief that he was destined for greatness. Perhaps one of the most influential figures in his life was the great philosopher Aristotle. Under Aristotle's guidance, Alexander studied philosophy, science, politics, and literature. He learned the works of Homer by heart, seeing himself as a modern-day Achilles. But it was on the battlefield where his destiny would be forged. At just 20 years old, Alexander ascended to the throne after his father's assassination. Many thought the young king would fail, but Alexander quickly proved them wrong. He crushed internal rebellions and secured his rule over Macedonia and Greece. With Greece under control, Alexander set his sights on an audacious goal, the conquest of Persia. Before crossing into Asia, he visited the Oracle of Delphi, where he was supposedly told that he was invincible. With this prophecy in mind, he led his army across the Hellespont and into history. Alexander's first major test came at the Battle of Granicus, where he faced the Persian satraps. Leading his cavalry with unmatched ferocity, he secured his first major victory. From there, he moved south, liberating Greek cities under Persian control and cutting through Asia Minor with ease. One of his greatest challenges came at the Siege of Tyre. The island city was nearly impregnable, but Alexander, refusing to accept defeat, built a massive causeway to reach it. After months of relentless siege, Tyre fell, proving that Alexander's ambition knew no bounds. But his greatest victory came at the Battle of Gaugamela in 331 BC. Outnumbered, Alexander faced the mighty army of King Darius III. Using brilliant tactics, he broke through the Persian lines and forced Darius to flee. With that, Persia was his. He marched into Babylon, then to Susa, and finally Persepolis, the heart of the Persian Empire. In a symbolic act, he burned down the palace of Xerxes, avenging the Persian invasion of Greece a century earlier. With Persia under his control, Alexander pushed further east, determined to reach the ends of the known world. He led his army through the harsh deserts of Central Asia, fighting fierce battles and founding new cities along the way. His most ambitious campaign brought him to India, where he faced one of his most formidable opponents, King Porus. At the Battle of the Hydaspes, Alexander faced war elephants for the first time. The battle was brutal, but Alexander's strategic genius prevailed. He spared Porus and even made him an ally, but his soldiers, exhausted from years of war, refused to march further. Alexander reluctantly turned back. The journey back to Babylon was treacherous. Alexander's army faced deadly deserts, famine, and exhaustion. Many perished along the way. When he finally returned, he sought to unite his empire, encouraging marriages between Greeks and Persians. But not everyone approved of his vision. Tensions rose and conspiracies brewed. Then, in 323 BC, at just 32 years old, Alexander suddenly fell ill. Some say it was poison, others believe it was malaria or typhoid fever. Whatever the cause, the greatest conqueror of antiquity took his final breath. His empire, too vast to govern, fractured soon after his death. Though his empire faded, Alexander's influence endured. He spread Greek culture across the world, laying the foundation for the Hellenistic age. Art, science, and philosophy flourished, and his legacy shaped the world for centuries to come. His story continues to inspire leaders, scholars, and dreamers. Was he a visionary or a ruthless conqueror, a liberator or an oppressor? Perhaps he was all of these things, but one thing is certain. The name Alexander the Great will never be forgotten. Alexander the Great, a name that echoes through history, the conqueror who became a legend.